Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of News in 2 Minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know every day. Let's begin. Spain experienced its worst rail disaster in over 40 years when a high-speed train derailed with enough force to lift some cars into the air, causing over 70 known deaths and more than 130 injuries. Investigators have mostly ruled out terrorism for the derailment, saying that the train is suspected of traveling at more than double the speed allowed for that area when the crash took place. An uncontrolled fire over a ruptured natural gas well in the Gulf of Mexico is causing the collapse of a deep-sea rig less than 24 hours after an unexplained blowout left 44 crew members scrambling to evacuate. The cause of the rupture is currently unknown, and Coast Guard officials say that it could be days before equipment arrives to drill a relief well. Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet with Iran's newly elected leader next month in what is being hailed as a revival for stalled nuclear talks. Digging a little deeper, we see that Eastern media is openly portraying that Russia's leader will be offering an advanced version of their S-300 anti-aircraft missile defense systems in reparation to a series of anti-aircraft missile system deliveries that were canceled due to international pressure, citing United Nations sanctions against Iran. The move to continue missile system delivery furthers analysts' suspicions that war within the Middle East may be nearing. Infectious disease scientists have published a study showing that the currently dormant H7N9 virus is better adapted to infect and replicate in the human respiratory system than all known avian viruses, including H5N1, making this virus a larger threat for global pandemic than originally thought. Tokyo Electric, the operator of the Fukushima nuclear power plant, is currently using remote-controlled cranes to remove rubble near reactor number 3 due to radiation levels that are so high that emergency personnel cannot work within an increasing distance outside of the building. Webcams that have been set up to monitor advancing trouble within the reactor have spotted steam rising from within the building for the third time this week. The steam, whether from a renewed reaction within the building or from water allocations, is reported to show increasing amounts of radiation, with some measurements as high as 2 Sieverts per hour, giving a human a near 10% chance of developing cancer per hour that they are exposed to the radiation. And to wrap things up, the Red Cross is reporting that Syria is blocking aid and healthcare to trap civilians. Egypt imposed tough economic and traveling restrictions on the Gaza Strip, while American-graduated Egyptian General al-Sisi called for counter-protests and a military crackdown on the Muslim Brotherhood. And India is struggling to get food and medical aid to those affected by recent flooding, with military pilots saying that they are experiencing some of the worst weather that the country has seen in recent history. And that's it for this episode of News in 2 Minutes. Check back tomorrow for more news that the aware need the most. This week's News in 2 Minutes is brought to you by SHTFplan.com, where even the officials go for news, and SQmetals.com for all your precious metal needs.